What's up guys, my name is Carl and welcome back to Tech Hunter. So if you guys saw my last video, you've noticed that I've kind of moved into I'm in the same space, but I've kind of revamped it and upgraded it a little bit. Still need to work on that echo, so bear with me for that. But I need to kind of get things moving. And I mentioned last time I need a PC down here, which I need to be able to connect cameras, microphones, and all that kind of stuff to just make my life a little bit easier down here. So when we're recording videos, it all goes a little bit smoother. So as you can see on the table in front of me, I've got a fair few parts laid out. So in case you're wondering, this is all that is going into my latest PC. So as you can see, there's a few things that kind of stand out straight away. We've got a GTX 1080 Ti, beast of a gaming card. I picked this up secondhand for £500 for this ROG Strix model. So it's going to be super quiet with that triple fan design. It also has the 0 dB mode where the fans turn off. This is the kind of primary goal with this PC, silence. As you can see back there, we've got a fractal design Define R5, my old case, tried and tested. I know it's quiet, I've already got it, and it's gonna be reused and given some new life again. So happy to get this boy back out and purring away. So we need to get some components inside there. So we've got this 1080 Ti. We're obviously going for a Ryzen system, the Ryzen 7 2700X. Yes, Ryzen Gen 3 or 3000, Gen 2, whatever it's going to be called, is on its way, but I couldn't wait for that. So we've got this Ryzen 7 2700X, 8 cores, 16 threads, and it should be absolutely fine. We're also pairing that with the Arctic Freezer 34 Esports Duo. It is a new cooler from them. It's got those Bionics fans on there, which I featured in a video if you've not seen it already. I actually put these P120 fans in my own PC, which I use for kind of gaming and editing, and it reduced temperatures and noise compared to the Corsair ML fans. So definitely looking forward to getting that thing whacked on this Ryzen 7. As I mentioned a minute ago, silence is key. And I know this thing is going to be pretty quiet. Arctic sent it over. It's got a 10-year warranty, and I think it costs around £40. So you literally can't go wrong with that thing there. So pretty good so far. For the motherboard, we've got the ASRock X470 Taichi. This literally has everything going for it. We've got polychrome RGB, nice. Literally, it will probably not really be used at all. We've got SLI, we've got all these other features. We've got M.2 slots, which I am hoping to fill. We've got 4 DIMM slots as well as other tons of more features, which I can't remember off the top of my head. But that thing costs around £200, so yeah, it's gonna have a few bells and whistles on it. But there you go. We've also got the crucial P1 NVMe M.2 SSD. So that is the kind of new 3D NAND, or no, wait, this is the new kind of QLC NAND, which basically means it's not as good, but it's a lot more affordable than say 3D VNAND, and it's kind of pushing NVMe SSDs to the consumers and the kind of mass market. So I'm happy to give it a go, see what happens, and we'll see how it kind of holds up for long-term use. For mass storage, I've got a 2TB FireCuda and a 1TB FireCuda Seagate hard drives, which I just had lying around, or I pinched from other PCs, I can't remember. So that's going to be kind of like my mass storage, which I'm not too sure. I'll probably hold my games on it for when I'm down here. I want to have games ready to go and just distract myself pretty much. And for RAM, I've got 16 gigs for now going in. I'm probably going to throw in another 8 gigs just because I have it. So we'll have technically 24 gigs. Ideally, I'd like 32, but this is all I have on hand at the moment. I don't really want to buy any more. That is the parts, that is the case. Currently we have no fans in the case because they are on the shelf, they're ready to go in. I think it's got 2 140s and a 120 going in. With the fractal design Define R5, we also get the included fan controller, so we can adjust those speeds manually. They are DC fans, but I may look into the future of kind of switching them out for some Be Quiet ones. Whatever. PC, let's build it.
Right, so this video is going to be taking a bit of a weird turn. As you last saw it, we was making excellent progress. The build was all done. I turned it on and it didn't work. So I kept getting this error code come up and it was saying 7B. It would go 7A, then 7B. You Google Dr. Debug is what they call it. Dr. Debug 7B, nothing. ASRock Tai Chi 7B, ASRock error code 7B does not exist. It is literally not even a thing. No one has ever had this issue according to the whole of internet. I went on Reddit and Twitter and Facebook and literally just searched the similar kind of thing to see what was going on. So as you can see, I'm now in completely different work. I'm in my workwear. It has been 3 days since then. So I started doing this on Sunday. I then had all these issues and I thought, motherboard's dead. It's got to be the motherboard. So I ordered another ASRock motherboard. Turned up, I plugged it all in, nothing worked. Brilliant. I'll try some RAM. I actually have I have 4 different types of RAM that I already had and tried. 2 sets of Corsair, a set of A-Data and some G-Skill, nothing. They didn't work. So I was like, right, I'll get some new RAM off of the officially supported ASRock website. Did not do the job. I got some new HyperX DIMMs. They're currently installing it right now. So we've tried RAM, I've tried a new power supply, I've tried storage, I've tried new motherboard, new RAM. Nothing. It's not even in the case anymore. I've tried new graphics cards. I thought it might have an issue with the graphics card. Try different ones of them, which I know are definitely working. I know they're all working, but I tried different ones. So we've currently got a RX 560 in there. But let's just take a step down a minute. So as you can see it now, it is literally pure carnage. Absolute carnage. The build was pretty much done, and then I've taken the whole thing apart, and it's in complete chaos here now. So I've now got 2 motherboards, extra RAM, which I didn't need, and obviously the killer, the main problem was this stupid son of a bitch here. This Ryzen 7 chip. Something wrong with it, doesn't work. Maybe the BIOS needs updating and then it will work, I don't know, but I couldn't get that far because it wouldn't even post or anything. We just got the error message and that was all we had. But I'll bring you guys along for the tour now. Here we go. So we just kind of plug that in there. Oh yeah, I've also put the AMD Wraith LED cooler on there because it's a lot easier to fit than the Arctic one, which I took apart about 3 or 4 times and got the hump with that in the end. There you go, I've got an SSD in it with Windows on it, and here we go. We're now booting into Windows. I've not damaged anything in any way, I've been super careful, so it is what it is. This is how computers can be sometimes. This is something I will say, usually have a lot more problems with Ryzen PCs than you do Intel PCs, because I guess they're not as mature. They've only been around really about 3 years or so, whereas Intel have just been refining and refining and refining all of their stuff, and you get great compatibility with Intel stuff and all their kind of RAM and all that other things. But yeah, Ryzen's a bit of a dick. So we're just going to revert back to the kind of nice, more elegant side of things, and you'll see me with some better clothing and some smarter hair. Bye.
So, here we are, all done. It took me a couple days to get the PC sorted, as you may have just seen. And I've also taken that time to kind of get everything else sorted as well. So as you can see, we've got the monitors set up, we've got them all peeled, we've got them all working. We're just installing some games and some programs at the moment. I think we've got Division and Destiny currently installing, as well as a few other games which are going to be downloaded over the next day or so. Good old Steam. That's one thing I do like about Steam, is that they kind of schedule their updates, which I'm a big fan of, especially if you have a PC which you're going to be leaving turned on. You can do it overnight when you're nowhere near, and it'll be ready to go when you are back there. So as you guys can see, you may be able to spot it. We've got our this monitor here is going to be from my overhead camera, so you can see all the stuff happening. So I can see all the stuff happening directly overhead as it's happening. And you can also see on the desk the peripherals we're going to be using. So we've got the Game Max Strike and the Viper V570 Blackout Edition. So I'm going to be giving these peripherals a good go over. I'm going to be using them day to day, making the most out of them. Patriot sent this over a while ago, as did GameMax. Unfortunately, it has taken a while before I've got the time to start using them, but initial impressions are pretty good. Keyboard feels really solid. I think it's about £40 or maybe just a bit more, I can't remember, for a fully mechanical keyboard. It has red switches. I can't remember the name of which switches they are, but we'll cover all that kind of stuff in the main review. And the V570 has this cool kind of sniper button on the side here. So I'm looking forward to trying that out in some FPS games. We've also got plenty of other buttons, which I might have to sign up for World of Warcraft again to try out these buttons, because they're good for either MOBAs or MMOs, those kind of quick fire buttons. So we'll see what happens. Also on the table, we've got my kind of Zoom H1, which is what my lav plugs into, my little clip-on lavalier mic. So that goes into there, records that into a micro SD card, and then I plug that in and usually sync it up later on. And then we've got my phone in front of me connected to the camera. So as you guys can probably see, there's a lot of kind of weird things happening right now. So you can see what's happening on my phone, you can see what's happening over here, you can see obviously the main shot. It's all a little bit too much to take in on one video, but for me it kind of helps me work and kind of process and get everything kind of up and running. We've also got my microphone up here. This is a Audio-Technica AT2020. I've not got that, well, it's plugged in and connected, but I've not managed to go through the whole process of syncing that and trying to integrate that into the workflow. So that'll be my kind of challenge over the next couple of days and next couple of videos, and we'll see if that improves things regards audio quality. I'm not too sure. I think this kind of lavalier setup is pretty good quality as it is. Obviously we've got a bit of echo at the moment, but we've got some more rugs in, we've got a lot more furniture in here. It is kind of reducing it a bit. We may have to get some, maybe start spreading some foam panels around, but we'll see what happens. So I thought I'd just kind of show you guys what we're working with. We've got a 4K panel there, we've got a 3440 by 1440 Samsung panel there. This is a TN one, this is a VA, so that looks pretty good from where I'm sat. That looks a little bit washed out from over here. Dead on, it doesn't look that great to be honest still. But you can tell the difference sat next to that Samsung panel. It looks a bit washed out, really bad. But yeah, this Samsung panel, 100 Hertz as well. So I'm looking forward to using that. It's pretty much identical to my X34P I use upstairs in my bedroom, but it's VA instead of IPS. So yeah, we'll see how that affects me, if it does at all. I doubt it will. But yeah, I think we've got pretty much everything covered. I'll move that out of the shot now and that. And you know, I'll turn that off. It's distracting. Right. Setup pretty much complete now. There will be a few minor tweaks here and there which I'll make accordingly, but I think I'm pretty much ready to start rocking. These two peripherals in front of me, I believe, are first on my list after this video, of course. And we've also, hold on a second. I'll be totally honest, I've got no idea if I'm in focus or not, because this is a big old thing and I'm pretty sure it's stealing most of the focus, but still. LG sent this over. This is clearly a review sample. You can see the box has had a very, very hard life. It's been shipped around a lot, but this is the 34GK950F. You may have seen a few other YouTubers doing some videos on this bad boy, because I believe this is what I'd call the successor to the Acer Predator X34P and the Alienware AW341DW something, or whatever that one's called. I did my video about a year ago on the X34P, and I described it as the ultimate gaming monitor. I said either that or the Dell, depending on whichever you could afford or whichever is kind of on sale at the time. People prefer the Alienware because of kind of Dell's warranties and things like that, and sometimes the looks. But this, for me, is better than both of them. We've got, I believe, 144 Hertz, so an extra 24 Hertz. And we've also got HDR2 with FreeSync 2, or HDR with FreeSync 2. So this bad boy is going to be getting some love over the next couple weeks. I've just set up that Samsung monitor. but I may have to swap it out for this one temporarily until this one heads back to LG. But anyway guys, thank you for sticking around. This has been a bit of a long video and a bit of a dragged out one, but I appreciate you if you managed to stick with me this far. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. If my potentially blurry face hasn't offended you throughout this whole process, feel free to click that subscribe button down below. And as always, click that like button if you like this kind of stuff. A little bit more personal, a little bit more one-to-one. And yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Cheers.